Go ahead.
Back to the Supreme Court for a moment. Can you rule out that the president would be meeting with any of his candidates this weekend at Camp David?
Here's what I can tell you. There's not plans for that, but I can tell you that it could be as early as next week. I would not echo reporting that it is definitely next week.
Given the heightened state of concern about Russia and Ukraine, does that at all affect the timetable for the president on his Supreme Court pick, simply because of the time and attention he would need to devote to that, and because Senate Democrats were very upfront saying they were encouraging the president to move quickly? Do you sense that there is an increase in the tempo for the president to move on his selection process?
We remain on track for the president to make a decision, an announcement on who he's going to nominate to the Supreme Court this month, in the next few weeks. That was his intention from the beginning, remains his intention now, and he will continue to read a range of cases, study the materials about a range of candidates. That has not been changed by whatever decision President Putin makes. Go ahead.
And Jane, in the NBC interview, the president said he rejected the findings of the after-action report about the State Department and military response to Afghanistan. Does that mean the president has ruled out any action that might be viewed or read as accountability?
Well, Steve, I think it's important for people to understand there was no after-action report. The Washington Post report was not an after-action report. It was based on a range of FOIA documents, which is their right to do, based on individual interviews of members of the military, including many who were not a part of policy-making decisions in the Situation Room. Some were, many were not. But that is not an after-action report. There was also a report from CENTCOM on the attack at Abbey Gate on Friday, which the president certainly stands by, and that was important work, vital work, a formal report and review that was done internally. So I just want to separate the two for people's understanding. What the president was rejecting is the notion that there weren't a range of preparations done in advance over the course of last spring and last summer. And it's important to remember that we made the decision, he made the decision to end a 20-year war. He came into office without any plan. Well, there was a deadline, but without any plan for departure or for helping the Afghans who had served by our side for 20 years. We put in place, and this is in these same documents, beginning last spring, a plan, a range of contingency plans, should we need to bring American citizens out or bring Afghans out. We put in place, we positioned military troops on the ground working with Department of Defense back in early summer to ensure that we could execute on that plan. And in every single meeting last August, the president asked the team, and often ended the meeting with this, is there anything you need to implement what your plans are? Is there anything you need on the ground? He always ended with that. I'd also note that he always raised the question of whether we needed to evacuate our embassy and our Americans who were serving in our embassy there. That decision was always posed to the group at the table. That decision was not made until August 12th. So reporting that suggests otherwise is incorrect. That is the state of play that happened last summer.